Hello racers, welcome to my garage here in Southern Mississippi. The racing season is about to get started, and what does that mean? That means the King of the Coast is about to get started. Our King of the Coast race, event number 1 for 2013, is next weekend, February 15th through 17th at Gulfport Dragway. This is our first segment to try to be different than everybody else. We're going to start doing pre-race reports to just promote the race coming up and all the happenings in the world of the King of the Coast bracket series. First of all, what is the King of the Coast? If you haven't been there, we want you to come. It's a bracket series that myself and my partner Tommy Castaneda, who is not part of the series anymore, started off in 2005. This is our 9th season. We're going to our 9th season of our bracket series, so it's one of the longer lasting bracket series out there, and we try really hard to keep that going. The Gulfport Dragway is the host of the King of the Coast series. Where's Gulfport Dragway? Well, naturally, it's in Gulfport, Mississippi. Basically, to get to it, all you have to do is get on Interstate 10 in Mississippi and go to exit 31. If you're coming out of the east, it'll be exit 31. You'll turn left on Canal Road, which is exit 31. You'll go down Canal Road about a mile and a half, and you'll see a sign that says Gulfport Dragway. It's that simple. If you're coming from the west, you will get to exit 31. You'll take a right. Same thing, go to railroad tracks, about a mile, and you'll see the Gulfport Dragway sign on the left, and you're there. Easy to get there. Gulfport Dragway has the AccuTime timing system. It is a quarter-mile track. Of course, King of the Coast is 1/8 mile. It's a quarter-mile track. You got about another quarter-mile to stop, so stopping is not an issue at Gulfport Dragway. We have the best timing system, the AccuTime timing system. Gulfport Dragway now has scoreboards that they put up last year. We also have dialing boards right up under the canopy in front of the burnout box, so you can verify your dialings. And also, we have staging lanes of 10, which you can fit about 100 cars in there. So we are able to keep cars going down the track as fast as we can, and get the racing as efficient as we can, so all the racers can enjoy a good evening. Before we go any further, I want to recognize the sponsors for the King of the Coast series. First and foremost, Huntsville Engine and Performance. Huntsville Engine is going into our 4th year as the title sponsor of the King of the Coast series. Myself and Todd Ewing of Huntsville Engine, we have a long-standing relationship. We've always supported each other, and Huntsville Engine has a strong presence down here, along with the King of the Coast, and we welcome Bones, and usually Bones and his gang come down to just about every race and meet with the racers, see what their needs and wants are, and promote the King of the Coast series as long as Huntsville Engine. Also, we got BTE. BTE has been on board with the King of the Coast or Rawson Motorsports since 2005. BTE and Brandon Barentine has always supported everything that the King of the Coast or any other race that I promoted have been a part of. And we sure appreciate BTE for continued support of the King of the Coast, which supports the Sportsman Racer. We also got Taylor Brothers Trailer Sales. If you are ever in the need for a quality trailer, see Scotty and Rodney Taylor, Taylor Brothers Trailer Sales. They will give you the best price they can, and you will get a quality trailer. Scotty and Rodney are always at the track at the King of the Coast races, so they're not too far away to come to the race. Also, we have a Escambia County Lawn Equipment Center. Michael Dean in the gang. They give away certain items. Sometimes they get chainsaws, sometimes weed eaters, but every little bit helps. And new this year, new to the King of the Coast, this year we just finalized with Jim Howard and the Super 7 series at Montgomery Motorsports Park. It's going to be called the MMP Super 7 KOC Saturday Bonus. So what happens? If you're at a King of the Coast race in the electronics category and you win on Saturday, you will earn a free weekend entry to any Super 7s race, a $300 value. So in turn, if you're at a Super 7s race in 2013 and you win on Saturday, you will win a weekend entry to the King of the Coast, along with buybacks for Saturday and Sunday electronics category. So me and Jim put our heads together. We've always supported one another, tried to stay off each other's dates, and we're trying in an effort to strengthen that relationship and to bring more value to our customers, our racers. We've come up with that idea. So I look forward to working with Jim. On the Super 7s flyer, you'll see the King of the Coast schedule, and on the King of the Coast schedule, you will see the Super 7 schedule. So you go to MMP Drag Racing for more information on the Super 7 series. So, what happened in 2012? Our champions were, in the Pro Electronics category, was Mike Buckwald. Mike Buckwall, that's his second time winning the Pro Electronics category. And second was Joe Boone. Third, Stephen Barnett of Gulfport, Mississippi. We had Zach Jernigan coming in fourth. He's out of Kentucky, Florida. And in fifth was Tony Satterville and Alan Wickle. Tony's out of Brandon, Mississippi. Alan Wickle are our former King of the Coast champions out of Sarah. And in the Pro Foot Brake category, Tim Clinton of Hattiesburg, Mississippi took the crown over Thomas Holly, newcomer Thomas Holly, young gun out of Mobile, Alabama. Then we had Rodney Taylor, Jeremy Holmes coming in tied for third. And coming in fifth was Matt Nowling out of Panama City, Florida, or Navarre, Florida, excuse me. In the sportsman category, John Cuevas took the crown. John Cuevas, he's out of Long Beach, took the crown over Bryson Miller. And in our junior dragster categories, in the 13 through 17, Tristan Scholler took the crown out of Gonzales, Louisiana, over Taylor Savasky. And that category came down to the last race of the last weekend. I think they raced each other's second round for the championship. And there were a lot of emotion tied up in that because both of them wanted it, which they both could have won it, but Tristan coming on top. Good thing is for Taylor, she got another year to try to win that deal. And 10 through 12, we had a double up. Chase Foster out of Mobile, Alabama, won the 10 through 12 for the second year in a row. That's 2 championships for Chase over Peyton Sandrock, another up-and-comer. And in the 8 and 9, Brady Petrovich, he also doubled up in the King of the Coast Championship, winning his second straight championship. Brady will be moving up to the 10 through 12 class. And finishing second was Bobby Lynn Akers out of Belle Chase, Louisiana, in the 8 and 9 category. So as we move on, we want to touch bases on our rule changes for the King of the Coast series. This year, we're going to make one change as far as the rules. In past King of the Coast races, you got to drop your 2 lowest individual races. Like last year, we had 6 events, 12 races. You got to drop your 2 lowest points totals of any of those races, minus rainouts. Well, what we're going to do this year is you will still drop your 2 lowest points totals, but you won't drop the show-up points for that. So, for instance, if you're dropping a 4 and a 3, you keep the 1 for each one of them, so you'll be dropping 3 and a 2. So you'll drop your 2 lowest points totals, but you won't be forced to drop the show-up points. So you still have incentive for coming to the race. That's one change we made for the year. Also, in the pro foot brake and pro electronics category, we're allowing cars to cross over and compete with both cars. If that happens, if an electronic car comes in for foot brake, of course you got to take the delay box out. And as the rule states, it says you must disable the trans brake button in such a way that the race director can visibly see. Basically, what that means is put around the button, take a towel, put around the button, just so that you know that we know that you can't use it, and racers can know that. Also, in the junior category, we're going to follow up IRHRA. They went from the minimum dial of $12.90 to $11.90. That's what we'll do this year also in the junior dragster 8 to 9-year-olds. We'll go to the $11.90 index. And also, last year in 2012, we separated door cars from dragsters for the first 4 rounds. And that worked out really well. There are a couple races in which we had more door slammers than dragsters. Door slammers I've never seen, so that rule really worked and increased our car counts, probably about 10 to 12 on an average. And so this year, we're going to try to strengthen that even more. We're going to run dragsters and door cars separate for 5 rounds. So for the first 5 rounds, dragsters run dragsters, door slammers run door slammers. Of course, if you're a door slammer and you want to run the dragsters, you can do that also. So essentially, we'll run dragsters and door slammers separate till it gets to the lap, which will be the 6th round. And all our King of the Coast races are 8 rounds. So moving on, let's go over our schedule for this weekend's King of the Coast race. On Friday, we got a special deal coming up. We have Scotty Richardson and the Scotty Richardson Drag Racing School coming to town to put on his drag racing school. Tuition is $300. You can go to schoolbyscotty.com or call Scotty at 615-804-2487. That's 615-804-2487. This is a bring your own car deal. It's from 10 to 5, and from 10 to 2ish you'll do some schooling. They'll teach you some basics, and in the afternoon you actually take the track and put those skills you learned to the test. And starting at 6 on Friday, we will do our test and tune. We'll implement some gamblers races in that for the foot brake and electronics categories, and the test and tune will be from 6 to 10. Also, if you come in late, we'll have parking all day Friday, all the way up to 10 o'clock on Friday night. And if you come in during the night, the security guard will let you in, and we have security, overnight security at all our King of the Coast races. So If you come to town, drop your trailer off, your trailer's in safe hands because we have overnight security. Saturday, we open the gates at 8. The junior time trial start at 9. We typically run about 2 or 3 rounds of junior dragsters, which usually gets our big cars starting around 11 to 12 o'clock. Everybody gets 2 time trials. Elimination should start around 3 or 4, depending on what our car count looks like. And last year, we didn't get started till late. For one thing, we had a bunch of cars. We had 142 electronics cars, which causes us to bump the purse up to $5,000 a win. And we have to do that this year. If we can get 150, we're going to pick a $5,000 win plus, we're going to bump the round money up by $20. So our goal is to try to get 150 electronics cars. We want to get a 70-foot brake. That's our goal. If we get 70-foot brake, we're going to pay $2,000 to win in both days in pro foot brake. And also, we'll have our 3 junior dragster classes and our sportsman class. So we got a full plate on our schedule. We always get them in, and this should be any different. On Sunday, the gates open at 8. We'll do church by Trey Scholler and Mr. Jim Brown. Those are our KOC chaplains. Always it's a non-denominational church, all invited. That starts off at 8 when the gates open, and we go straight to 1 time trial for everybody at 9 o'clock for the junior dragsters. We'll do the time trial, 2 rounds of juniors, which should get our big car time trial starting around 11 to 12 o'clock. And that will wrap up our Sunday festivities. Don't forget, we had the wild card. We introduced the wild card and it really worked out. What is the wild card? Well, if you get put out by the end of 2nd round at any in the pro electronics and pro foot brake category, you can buy the wild card. What's that do? What that does is you go to see the ladies at Bob and Tyler, the buyback room, Jennifer, Morgan, go see those ladies, and you give them $10. They'll give you a ticket. They'll take that ticket and we'll dump it in a pot. The winning ticket gets to go to the 3rd round. So if you are out by the end of the 2nd round, you still got one more chance. For $10, you can get put back in the race. That's for the pro electronics and pro foot brake categories, both Saturday and Sunday. Well, and there are 2 stipulations on the wild card. You can never get the wait and see buy at any time. No reason you'll ever get that. And secondly, you can no longer earn King of the Coast points. So if you win the wild card, you still can win the money, but you cannot earn points, and you can never earn the wait and see buy. We also going to bring back the Tournament of Champions. We are in the process of finalizing the Tournament of Champions. We got some great new additions to the Tournament of Champions. We're not ready to release those yet, but we will be ready here probably next couple of days, and we'll get that put up for everybody to understand. That's something that, as a King of the Coast, we need to try to improve on is improving our prize pool. Being a guy that don't do this for a living, it's somewhat difficult to get sponsors because when I do call on some sponsors, sometimes they just don't know who I am, and I get that. So we're trying to beat that up, and I'm getting some help from some big people this year, looks like. And so this year, the Tournament Champions prize pool would definitely be better. And also, if you win the points like you did last year, like Mike Buckwald and Tim Clinton, if you win the points this year, you win a complete gold card the following year. That includes weekend entry and buybacks both days. So it's around $1,000 to $1,500 for winning the points. How do you get the Tournament of Champions? Well, you just finish in the top 32 in points, as people did last year. If you finish in the top 32 in points, you get automatic berth to the Tournament of Champions. The higher you finish in the points determines how many rounds you have to win. So if you finish in the top 8, you get a 1st and 2nd round bye. You go straight to the 3rd round in the Tournament of Champions. If you finish in the top 16, you get a 1st round bye. So there is incentive for finishing higher in the points. The higher the points you finish, less rounds you have to win to get the Tournament of Champions. Also, I wanted to go over, we did the wild card, and for more information on any King of the Coast race, all you need to do is go to KOCBracketSeries.com, bracketnews.com. For information on Gulfport Dragway, you go to GulfportDragway.com. If you can't find that information that you want, you can look us on Facebook at Huntsville Engine KOC Series, or you can just call me, Galen, at 228-323-7325, 228-323-7325. I want to end one thing in this segment on the King of the Coast is a family-oriented bracket series. It's like once a year or 6 times a year family reunion for myself and a bunch of other racers. All the racers show up, we cook out, we race, They're there to have a good time. If they win, that's a bonus. So our King of the Coast series is a close-knit bunch of group of racers, and if you haven't been there and experienced it, we want you there. Come give us a chance to experience the King of the Coast experience. I am quite certain that you will be pleased with how we treat our racers, because I'm only 38, but I've been around bracket racing since I was 5, so I have a pretty good fundamental understanding of what racers want, and we try to put that in place. I also want to thank everybody behind the scenes of the King of the Coast series. My wife Jennifer, Morgan, Elizabeth, Josh Smith, who's the best stage lane director in the country. I'll put his skills up against anybody. He's that good. Also the staff at Gulfport Dragway, all those long hours they put in, without them, none of this would be possible. So we look forward to seeing you next weekend. Remember, the gates open, on the flyer it says 5 o'clock, but we always go to the gates earlier. So the gates will be open no later than 5, but I'm usually there about 2 or 3, open early. So also, join the KOC mailing list. We do a lot of communication by email. Just send emails to KOC Bracket Series at netzero.com, or excuse me, send an email to Galen Rollison at netzero.com. Excuse me, Galen Rollison at netzero.com, GAYLONROLISON at netzero.com, and put on there you want to be on the KOC mailing list, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on in the world of the Huntsville Engine King of the Coast series. So we sure appreciate you tuning in to this segment of the King of the Coast series. And after this weekend, our next race of the King of the Coast series will be March 22nd through 24th. So thanks again, and we'll see you at the races next weekend.